Hello and welcome to another installment of Costello Port, where I take basic administrative and organizing and anything to do with the office, home or otherwise, in my case the home. And I like to show you little clips and videos of how I do it, and maybe that'll inspire you to be creative as well. Creativity is my hallmark in this. So, today's subject, 3 different computers. I'll show you the third one in a minute. It's in the other room. I'm a very multifaceted entrepreneur, and I do many things in this world for work, and I like to have them all kind of synced and working together. So we got some copyright and royalty-free epic hybrid soundtrack music on. I have a nice little playlist going of copyright-free music for videos. My favorite one is that Om chanting one at the top. So this is just a little bit of some guy put it up with some clips from one of those Superman movies. Anyways, the point is that you take this nice little laptop, the MacBook Air, sync it with my Asus HDMI capable computer to monitor that has also this computer not hooked up to it, but I'll show you real quick. This little cable here on the side, the blue cable, that hooks up directly to the older laptops, which that one is down there. In the case of the MacBook Air, you need an adapter, as shown here. You have these tiny little speakers. Not amazing, but I don't need the best everywhere. A little tiny cord goes in for sound. And for fun, when I feel bored, I have a little Super Nintendo Mini. Alright, now watch how this works. I was wondering if I had to do a lot of work in order to get this to work, but I found that all I have to do is turn that off or put it in sleep. Okay? Bam. Zelda. And yes, the sound comes out of the monitor itself. I didn't even know that that was a capability. But I was playing around the other day and I wanted everything to sync up, and that's what we found. Okay, we don't need to actually play. That's for Twitch. You know, there's only so many things that I can do. I haven't gotten into that yet. So now I have work going on, and in this case, it's just keeping the social media posts relevant, putting up links, gaining new followers, communicating with people. I do everything manually. I do not use AI or anything. There's a most recent post on how to use ordinary objects to learn hidden secrets. I want to show you that real quick. We're going to segue and just make this a tiny bit more interesting, because that's really it for that section. What I want to do is show you that post that I just come up with. Bye, Zelda. Until another time. Okay, check this out. I was laying in bed one night. Sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m. Almost always 3 a.m. I don't know why. And then I can't get back to sleep. So either pop a melatonin or just lay in bed there for a while and try to manually go back to sleep. So I'm sitting there, and my way of going back to sleep, of course, is to think about a million different things, which totally does not help. And all of a sudden, this little vision flashed past my mind, and I saw what I'm showing you now. And I was like, oh my gosh, the entire school system, our career, and our general, even the potential alternate lifestyles can all be summed up and represented through the classic playing card deck. Which makes you wonder, was our entire system invented when people were playing a game of cards. Anyways, so Joker on the very bottom left signifies preschool. K, kindergarten. Ace, first grade. Now, I chose that because Joker is kind of like wild child, a child in preschool. If I remember when I was in preschool, you're pretty wild at that point. You are not tamed yet. Parents are working on taming you. And eventually, through going through this whole system, you will be indeed relatively tame, unless you break free at the very end of it, which I'll show you. I chose hearts because it's, you're a kid. It's all about your mom, your dad. It's a very loving environment. There's not a lot of expectation of you to perform yet, but you will be. So I would say all the way through 5th grade, that's pretty much the environment. I say now you get up to 6, 7, and 8. Once you get into middle school, I think a little bit more is expected. And I just chose clubs. These are just abstract references. It just intuitively appealed to me. I'm not saying that's like factual or anything. So just keep in mind, this is a game. This is for fun. It's not, it's not 100%. Take it with a grain of salt. So I chose clubs because you're starting to move into kind of a different realm. 6, 7, 8. You only do 3 grades in middle school. So you start in those, preschool is usually separate from school. Kindergarten's often combined with the elementary school. So for 5 grades or so, you're in that environment, and then they transfer you to a different school only for 3 grades for some reason. And now you got to go to another school, depending on where you live. This is how it worked for me in Sonoma, California. Now you got to go to high school, which is a whole different area. And then college is a different area. And then obviously your career and whatever you do for alternate lifestyle or retirement later in life is clearly its own thing. So now we get into high school. 9, 10, Jack, Queen. I chose diamonds because you're moving up in a level. Even more is expected of you now. Now you're getting into the formation of what you're going to choose for college or your career or job or trade, skill, profession, whatever. That's the time when you're starting to be groomed into that. And I think it was appropriate. 9, 10, Jack, Queen. Now, college. Spades. Now you're really getting into it. You're getting into the higher level of the echelon of our existence as human beings in this society on Earth right now. King of Spades, Ace of Spades. Obviously, King, college. Ace is going to be the career, whatever you choose, assuming you can go this path, right? And then Joker is sort of that wild card, that alternate. Not everyone goes that route, or they do all that and then they end up doing something different, or they inherit money, and or they go into being a big business and somehow come into money. And so then they're living that would be like Elon Musk, anyone with a massive trust fund, Bruce Wayne. That would be the Joker card. And also, like you consider retirement. So you're no longer in college or career, and you're doing something totally different. You're just, on a yacht or something, ideally. And you're living an alternate lifestyle. So that's what the Joker represents. Here's a quick list. I will, of course, refine this later. This is really just a rough draft. Hope you got something out of it. Hope the super office in Costelloport never let you down. Thank you for viewing, and namaste.